I turn junk into pearls. This is what I do. Everything I've done here, I've created by my hands, my creation. What I've done, I've designed it, built it, set it. Let's go this way.
James Balsamo is a contractor and can't wait to show off his latest project, a $1.8 million home in Arcadia.
Took the bottom step and enlarged it, elongated it, made it look better so it looked like Gone with the Wind. The way I paint high gloss to all my moldings. I believe my showers should all be 100% glass, frameless glass. This is what I do. It's beyond beautiful.
But the story behind the home is a bit ugly.
I just got so stressed out over this whole thing.
Balsamo is one of thousands of employers in Southern California who are accused of stealing their workers' paychecks. He hired a worker to tile a bathroom for $900 and then simply didn't pay him.
But why didn't you pay him? That's all he was asking. Why didn't you just pay him the daily rate that you agreed on?
He didn't finish the job.
But the law says you have to pay him. So you didn't like the work.
I gave him the job to do the bathroom. That's what it was set for. $900. You finish the bathroom, you get $900.
The worker said he was taking legal action to get his paycheck. And that's where this story takes another ugly turn. Balsamo claims the worker threatened him, so he sent him a text.
I'm going to call Arcadia PD on you, and because now that I know you're illegal, you don't have a green card, you could get detained by ICE. And if you get detained by ICE, I don't want that to happen. Just finish your work, dude. Just get your stuff done.
What's on record is that you threatened to put him in handcuffs and wait for ICE to arrive.
No.
But that's exactly what court records say Balsamo texted. And those texts may cost him. The California Labor Commissioner, Julie Su, is hitting him with $100,000 in penalties and violations, accusing him of retaliation.
We're seeing just a growing, not just retaliation against immigrant workers, but an emboldening of employers who are making these kinds of threats blatantly.
Balsamo claims the case is bogus and the worker is lying about everything.
He also lied when he said I called him an effing wetback. I didn't do that either.
The worker was unavailable for comment. Balsamo is one of 4 cases Sue's office has filed since August against employers who've allegedly threatened employees with deportation.
Increasingly, employers are so emboldened that we've had employers call my office to say, do you know that this worker who filed a complaint is illegally in the country?
While it is illegal to hire undocumented workers, many still do. They contribute $180 billion annually to the California economy. And under state law, an employer has to pay any laborer for their work regardless of their immigration status. Immigration-related retaliation has grown tenfold in the past 2 years. In 2014 and 15, there were 9 cases. From 2016 through January 2018, there have been 115. Yet advocates and lawyers we spoke to believe the number is much higher.
I think it's an uptick that we're seeing. We've seen retaliation claims based on, just firing workers. But bringing up immigration status is something that was not happening in the recent past.
These threats and the fear they create are silencing abused workers who are terrified to tell their stories to law enforcement and us. Only after assurances we wouldn't reveal their locations, names, or their employers, a few workers agreed to be interviewed.
I know they didn't pay me anything.
This parking attendant told us his paycheck bounced. When he asked for his $800, he claims his boss mentioned immigration. And what did he say about immigration?
He only said he was going to report me, but he said it angrily. And I said, to the contrary, I should be reporting him because he wasn't doing the right thing. I was doing my job and he was taking my money.
We get another tip on a worker, which takes us miles outside of Los Angeles. Hours later, we meet him. He's a ranch hand who says he earned $90 for working 14 hours a day.
When we go there, we would give the animals food like alfalfa. We would grab bales and start distributing them. Then when we were done, we would give all the horses water, and we did all that in the morning.
He worked for 2 months but didn't get paid for all of it, he says. So he filed a claim for back wages with the state. Then he received this threatening text message.
It said that illegals like me shouldn't be in this country, and that we should go back to where we came from, or immigration would pay me a visit.
Because of the timing, he thinks his boss sent the text, but the number is to an unrelated company in Florida. How did you feel when you received the text?
I was afraid, but not really for me, more for my family since I lived with them. I didn't want them to have any problems because of me, so I left. I moved away from my family.
Across town, another former ranch hand agrees to talk to us. He claims he got the same text message after asking his boss for his paycheck. When you were out of a job, you made a complaint and you told me you received a text message?
Oh, yes. A few days later, I got a message. They were threatening me with immigration.
And what did you think when you got the message?
I was scared, and now I only go as far as the park.
During our conversation, he's clearly nervous to be out during the day. And has something similar ever happened in the past?
Not until I came here. When I was working in Chicago, nothing ever happened to me.
We reached out to his boss, who in an email strongly denied these claims, but declined to be interviewed. No matter what they think politically, it's clear many employers in California rely on illegal, cheap labor. They're everywhere: janitors, restaurant workers, gardeners, day laborers. Over the years, the undocumented workforce has stepped out of the shadows. Many openly work, spend, buy, and live side by side with everyone else. But now, fear is driving some back into hiding. The workers we spoke to only leave their homes for a job, but only if it's safe and if they can find it. And what job do you have now?
I work 1 or 2 hours as a gardener, making no more than $20 or $30 a day. And that's not enough to pay my rent or eat. That's not enough. I owe about 4 months of rent.
These accounts are not uncommon and appear to be increasing by the week.
I have a restaurant case. The employer also texted the worker and said, hey, how would you like for ICE to find out that you're here? It's very easy for them to do right now. It's almost like the employers know these are the key words to throw out right now.
But sometimes they're throwing more around than just words. They're landing punches.
He mistreated me. He threatened me.
At a truck stop, we arranged to meet this man. For 8 years, he was a maintenance guy, working 6 days a week, but only getting paid for 5. Fed up, he quit. That's when things got ugly with his boss.
He beat me up. He threatened to kill me and report me and my family to immigration.
He's now filed for a restraining order against his former boss, and still looking over his shoulder.
I have 2 jobs. When I leave work at night from the restaurant, I ask my coworkers if they can wait for me until I get to the car. I'm suspicious of everyone.
He's still scared, and like a lot of undocumented workers, he's still waiting to get paid. Wage theft costs LA workers $26 million a week. It's a historically underreported crime and may remain that way for now. The current political climate is creating a chilling effect.
We think that it is extremely harmful, not only to the individual who is maybe the target of that enforcement, but also very harmful to other workers who've come to our office seeking our help. It provides a real disincentive to workers to come forward, and we rely on their trust. We rely on workers feeling safe when they come to enforce their labor rights.
Her offices now have signs posted essentially telling ICE it's not welcome. They are in response to agents showing up at hearings looking for undocumented workers. This room is one of the only safe spaces for them. Cross the threshold and the threat is back. Do you know anyone who's been detained by immigration?
No, but I have seen the ICE cars pass by, and I recognize them, and I hide. If I got my money, I will go back to Mexico, because I'm afraid the immigration will find me.
1 in 10 workers in California are undocumented. Will the employers who are helping push them out eventually miss them? If our heavy reliance on low-wage work is an indicator, the answer is probably yes.